everyone, and welcome to another episode of Crafty Beer Reviews. Today I will be reviewing Blue Mountain Spooky. Now this is their Imperial Pumpkin Ale, and they are also using cocoa nibs, and they have aged this in bourbon barrels for a couple of months. So seems like a pretty cool combination, and of course it is October right now, so we're getting very close to Halloween, and I gotta say, I love that label. That is really, really cool. Definitely digging it. I've had a couple of Blue Mountain beers, not a ton though, so definitely interested to check this one out. It's a pretty fresh bottle. It's only been available in Ohio for maybe, I want to say, a little over a month at this point. So one of the pumpkin beers that actually came out closer to when pumpkin beers should actually be released. But yeah, without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and check out the aroma. Ooh, I definitely get the bourbon right up front. Yeah, I get this nice vanilla, I get the actual bourbon, I get a touch of oak in there as well. Yeah, it's got that nice sweet kind of bourbon smell. I'm also getting a little bit of chocolate. Now the chocolate's a little bit more faint, but it's definitely kind of this milk chocolate. You know what's interesting though? I don't get a ton of actual pumpkin or pumpkin pie spices. Yeah, like I get a touch of pumpkin, I get a little bit of like some caramel and toffee type of notes. But yeah, really, I just get bourbon and chocolate for the most part. Yeah, smells like a pretty unique take on a pumpkin beer, so let's go ahead and take our first sip. Oh yeah, very nice. So right up front, just like the aroma, definitely getting the bourbon. Definitely that sweet bourbon up front. I'm definitely getting that really nice kind of vanilla note in there. And then the oak kind of comes in about mid-palate, which I like. Definitely dries the beer out a little bit as well. Yeah, getting a little bit more of the actual pumpkin in the taste, which is nice because, again, it was very, very faint in the actual aroma. So I'm definitely glad that there's a little bit more in the actual taste. I'm also getting a little bit of like this kind of brown sugar sweetness. I'm definitely getting the toffee and the caramel sweetness in there as well. And again, I'm getting kind of this milk chocolate. Now, I thought that the chocolate was a little bit more present in the aroma than it is in the actual taste, but it is actually in there, which I really dig. And you know, that's kind of a unique ingredient because a lot of these pumpkin beers really don't use chocolate, so I think that's cool because more and more there are barrel-aged pumpkin beers out there, which is really cool. Probably one of the most well-known is Rumpkin from Avery, and well, let's just say this guy might be getting a bottle, but you'll see about that at another time. Yeah, it's drinking really nice, and for being barrel-aged, even though it doesn't have a ton of the oak component, it has a really nice presence of, you know, that sweet vanilla and that sweet bourbon. It's got a medium body. It actually has more of a crisp type of mouthfeel than anything that's too, you know, thick. It's definitely got a nice coating type of mouthfeel. It's got a little bit of bitterness, so this really doesn't end up being too sweet, which I really like because it does have a lot of those sweeter notes too. And I gotta say, there's really not too much alcohol. Now, I get a little bit of warmth as it goes down, but I couldn't smell any booze. I can't taste any booze. And yeah, a little bit of warmth for over 8%. Very well done. And, you know, I also like the fact that they were able to add that presence of bourbon without making it boozy. Because, you know, for a lot of brewing companies, I find that they can have a hard time implementing that. And they've done a very nice job with this beer. Oddly enough, I guess my one complaint would be for being an Imperial Pumpkin Ale, I'm not getting a whole lot of the actual pumpkin or a lot of actual pumpkin pie spices, you know. As it warms, I'm getting like a little bit of almost like a cinnamon or nutmeg type of note, but again, it's really faint. Mainly the bourbon here, that kind of milk chocolate, then I get a little bit of the actual pumpkin taste, and then kind of that, you know, cinnamon nutmeg is very, very faint in there, but I definitely get the caramel and toffee sweetness, a little bit of that brown sugar sweetness, and then a malty backbone. But yeah, it's an easy drinking beer. You know, it's nice because it is getting cooler here in Ohio, and you know what? A nice bourbon barrel aged beer will sure to warm you up. So yeah, very very nice stuff. If you guys have not tried it and you want something different from the plethora of kind of just samey type of pumpkin beers, I think this one's, worth checking out. So, as far as the rating, guys, I'm going with an 8.5 out of 10. Super solid beer. Really love the bourbon influence. Just wish there was a little bit more of actual pumpkin and pumpkin pie spices. Other than that, very nicely done. Go check it out. Alright, guys, that does for this beer review. Please remember to rate, comment, and subscribe. And remember, I hope whatever you're doing involves good craft beer. See ya.